relationship with the Haneys?
The Haneys.
Jermall.
Bill Haney, he made this little controversy. I can show y'all Bill Haney calling me talking about Eddie Hearns ain't paid him his money and his son is on the bottom, the back of the president and all this. Bro, Bill Haney owe me an apology. I gotta see him. I'm in Vegas, Bill. Holler at me.
That's another snack fighter.
Huh?
That's another snack fighter.
Another snack fighter. Exactly.
What do you think about
Taking L's.
We just got a word that the Teofimo and Devin Haney fight, they were supposed to
I'm going for Teo.
They fell out though.
I'm going for Teo regardless.
Even with all the comments?
I like Teo. I don't mind I say racist shit all the time, bro. I don't mean that.
Hey guys, last question.
I don't mean
Jermall,
it.
what?
I ain't racist, but we all say this shit. You white?
Yeah, I am.
So what? That don't mean I'm racist.
No, of course not.
I know my colors.
Yeah, Lions only. Keep running your mouth. Keep running your mouth. Jermall Charlo lets the Haneys have it. He says, "Uck the Haneys." Bill Haney. He gotta holla at me. He said, "I'm in Vegas. It's my fight week." Your boy Ego is gonna take you through it. You guys heard it at the beginning, and I really want to give my thoughts on the whole situation. So you don't want to miss it. Boom. Now you heard the clip at the beginning. Jermall Charlo is at a media scrum. He's fired up. Obviously, he's getting ready to fight Cornflake Lamana. Good comeback fight for him. Obviously, Cornflake Lamana, his biggest name was a loss. He got knocked out, I believe, in the first round versus Edislani Lara, somebody that Jermall Charlo knows well because they used to spar together and be in the same gym. So Jermall Charlo's fired up for that. He wants to make a statement. He's pretty much alluded to the fact that if he gets past his opponent, which he says he's going to knock him out, then he can definitely foresee a Caleb Plant fight happening. So I wish Caleb Plant well on his upcoming fight with Resendez, and I wish Jermall Charlo well, because that is definitely a fight you can sign me up for and count me in. I love the fight. There's obviously bad blood with Caleb Plant hauling off, leaping off his feet and slapping Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo, he did make a good point at the media scrum. He was like, it don't make sense for me to retaliate and try to slap him when I see him, because he said, I ain't messing up my bag, which makes perfect sense. He's like, I can get paid to scrape him, but he said there's definitely unfinished business there, and he want to see Caleb Plant, but it don't make no sense to haul off. We're both professionals, both professional fighters. If I hit him or touch him, I'm going to jail. You know what I mean? So do something illegal and go to jail and get no monetary and have to pay for bail or whatever to get out, so expend money. Or you could do it the right way. You're both professionals. You're both in the same industry. You're both fighters, and do it for a bag where it really counts on people's record and things like that. Speaking of record, make sure you guys subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss a thing. I am undefeated. I am the best in the business, and it's not even close. I will say this too before I get back to Jermall Charlo's statement against the Haneys. I love seeing and hearing the Jermall Charlo. I'm glad that they're back. It seemed like they had, maybe a rough patch or growing pains. But more importantly, I'm glad to see the Charlos back in action, back in the mix. I think boxing misses the Charlo brothers. The energy is alive and well when the Charlo brothers are fighting. I don't know how to describe it, but just people like this. I'm making a video about it. It's his fight week, Caleb Plant fight week, and with PBC back, doing the fight, automatic sound bites, automatic things for people to talk about, and not just negative stuff. Like you look at Turkey and Ring, a lot of that stuff that's going on for me is sloppy, because it's like announcing fights, Teofimo versus Boots, and then they saying the fight fell apart, then they saying and teasing Teofimo versus Devin Haney, and then they're saying that's in jeopardy because Teofimo acting like a lunatic. It's like, boxing fans, we don't have time for that. We want to see great fights, and that's that. This is something in stone. And like I said in the beginning of this video, if Jermall Charlo clears and Caleb Plant clears, you can see that the pathway is the runway is clear for them to fight if they win. You know what I mean? But boxing is definitely, it's better with the Charlos. They're charismatic, they're outspoken, you know, they got a good look and fashion, great fighters, great jabs, stuff like that. So I feel like boxing is better when the Charlos are included because there's not too many twins in boxing that I even know about, even throughout history, you know what I mean? Make sure y'all like the video. Y'all been stingy with the likes. But, you know, I just like the energy that they bring. And like for me, I'm a person. Like people get that twisted. I cover boxing. I love the sport, yada, yada, yada. But I don't like to see people at a pitfall. You know what I mean? I like to see, especially in the sport of boxing, where boxing, you could do anything you put your mind to. You know what I mean? So the Canelo fight was abysmal for Jermall Charlo, and him just being on the sidelines, that doesn't really serve anybody. I know he made a lot of money, needed some time off, deciding what he's doing and going back down to weight or whatever, but it doesn't benefit the game, you know, having Jermall, a storied champion at 54, on the sidelines, and then his brother was going through what he was going through with mental health and whatnot. So I didn't like seeing him sidelined for different reasons. So again, great to see him back. Now, again, the clip at the beginning, he said, F the Haneys. Listen, this is nothing new. You know what I mean? The bottom line is this. Jermall Charlo says, F the Haneys. He said, basically, Bill is two-faced or fake. And he's like, I got phone calls where Bill Haney was calling me saying that Eddie Hearn is putting him on the back burner and things like that, complaining. He's like, I was giving him, he said in another interview, I was giving Bill Haney, he would call me and hit me sometimes. I would give him tips about what to do with his son and, you know, how to work on his power or whatever. And then now Bill, you know, trying to create a scene because basically Jermall Charlo said that Devin should fight Rolly or something. And Bill Haney started going in and saying Jermall and Jermall Charlo, his son got more money than them. And Jermall ain't accomplished this and is an alcoholic, you know, just weird stuff. And the funny thing when it comes to the Haneys, I've been told y'all who Bill Haney is. Bill Haney, if you're serving a purpose for him, he's self-serving. If you are serving that purpose, then he's all good with you. The moment you have a criticism, a critique, he'll turn his back and say whatever he wants, you know, and act how he wants. And it's clear. Dan Rayfield, boxing reporter, he's posting and talking about Ryan Garcia popping dirty with Osterine. He was kind of like the go-to guy with the Osterine intel. Bill Haney had no problem with them. But more recently, Dan Rayfield spoke his mind like Devin Haney's performance wasn't that great versus Ramirez. Then Bill Haney's going in on him on Twitter. So you didn't have a problem when he was like praising your son or when he was outing Ryan for the PED stuff. But now you have a problem. Same thing with me. You know what I'm saying? I always showed the Haney team love, and then Bill started dissing me. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Same thing with Jermall Charlo. Charlo's like, yo, me and him had conversations. Everything was cool. And you publicly start getting at me and my brother. That ain't cool. So F the Haneys. And now he says he's pulling for Teofimo to beat him. So it is what it is. But you guys got to look like this. The Haneyacks, they don't want to admit to this. But your boy Ego is going to tell you, I don't care what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. And the funny thing with the Haneyacks is this. They keep saying, oh, Bill Haney's a loving and caring father, and he kept his son away from the streets. He's a doting black father that takes care of his seed. You're supposed to do that. You don't get extra credit for that, right? But beyond that, you got to take the good with the bad. Bill Haney is also probably the #1 person that gets Devin Haney clowned because he puts out tweets and statements and graphs and comparisons to Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather and arguing with Floyd Mayweather and starting beef with different fighters and Charlo and stuff like that. So it's funny, the Haneyacks content creators, they seem to omit this. They'll talk about Bill Haney's a loving black father. We need more of that. But then they don't talk about how Bill Haney has hurt Devin's career with negativity and brought more negativity to Devin Haney through his actions. Talk about that and how Devin needs a new trainer. Church.